My name is Douglas Arner, and welcome to this month's Looking Back, Looking Forward. In this episode, I want to talk about something that we've talked about many times over the years, and that is financial inclusion and digital finance. And the occasion this time is the release of the new World Bank Financial Inclusion Index, the World Bank Findex. And every 3 years since 2011, the World Bank has done a survey globally looking at issues around financial inclusion, and about a year later published the results. So 2011, 2014, 2017, a delay in COVID, so 2021, and this year's results from the survey done in 2024. And I'm going to do something that I don't think I've ever done on one of these episodes, and that's I'm actually going to refer to some notes because I want to get some of these figures correct. The headline number is really important. 79% of adults globally have access to a financial account, mobile money account, or mobile wallet. And 75% of adults in low and middle income countries. And if we add this up, that means that 4.8 billion people around the world have access to a financial account. And if we compare this to 2011, the first Findex survey, that survey, 51% of adults had an account. That would have been 2.25 billion people. And what that means is that over the past 14, almost 15 years, over 2.5 billion people have gotten access to financial services for the first time. And most of those have come via digital technology. Mobile phones, mobile money, smartphones in particular, internet access. These are the things that have transformed access to finance around the world. And that is incredibly good news. We have made incredible progress in getting a very large percentage of the world's population access to a financial account. And I think if we think about what is left is actually the same number that we had in 2017 and 2021, which is about 1.3 billion people that still don't have access to an account. And if we think about that number, about 700 million of that 1.3 billion are actually in 8 countries. 2 of them, China and India, actually have now 90% or more financial inclusion. It's just their populations are so big that still leaves substantial numbers of people. But China and India have absolutely transformed access to finance in their economies in ways that we've discussed throughout the edX course and also in these episodes many, many times. The others, Bangladesh, Egypt, Pakistan, Indonesia, Mexico, Nigeria. These are the countries where we probably still have the greatest opportunity to increase financial inclusion. But financial inclusion is not just about access. And in many ways, what's more important than access is actually using financial services to do things, to make payments, to save for emergencies, to make investments, to save for retirement. These are the sorts of things that we want to happen with financial inclusion. And the good news is that we have some significant progress here. So if we look at one of the most important, the issue about whether someone has made or received an electronic payment, we now see that 61% of the population in low and middle income countries have received a payment, and that 82% of account holders in low and middle income countries have made or received an electronic payment. And this is hugely important because my team's research highlights the very direct link between this variable, have you made or received an electronic payment, and quite a number of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. It's not necessarily having an account, it's being able to use that account to mobilize money. The second aspect where we've seen a huge development is in the context of savings. One of the most important aspects of access to finance is the ability to save for emergencies, for life events, for retirement, to make your life better and to be more resilient to shocks. And the good news today is that in the most recent Findex, 55% of people actually had saved. And this is a dramatic increase from 2011 when it was 11%. That is a huge change and something where I think we should begin to see some real impact from the standpoint of availability of more financial resources, not only for individuals and their families as a result of building up precautionary savings, but also because those savings in many cases go into banks, fintechs, insurance companies, even investment funds. Those funds become available to support finance, investment, and development in those economies. And if we think about where are the biggest gaps are in many ways not surprising. The single biggest reason why people don't have a financial account is they don't have enough money. But the second aspect really goes that they don't have a phone. And that is where the opportunity lies. There is approximately 31% of people without an account who don't have a phone. And this is going to be one of the most difficult last miles to reach. But what that says is that actually 69% of people who don't have an account have a phone. And that means that they are already within reach from the standpoint of an account. Gender, poor, rural agriculture, and our biggest issues, conflict and weak states. Now, as we look forward, these are good news. We have made a tremendous difference, as documented by the survey, in increasing financial inclusion, primarily through the use of various forms of technology and digital finance over the past decade and a half. The real opportunities going forward are to focus on the countries where there's still more to be done, particularly on weaker countries, conflict states, but also those big emerging markets where there are still lots of people to reach, increasing phone penetration. And the big objective, I think, is thinking about how do we go about making having an account useful, increasing those numbers for people who've made and received payments, increasing not only savings, but also thinking about investments. And this is really the opportunity for transformative impact on development going forward.